Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is me again, Travis John. I was hoping to make this regular day thing, and I'm probably going to do so after this, because I feel the motivation to now. But, yeah, no, this whole week, I don't know, I just didn't get around to doing it. Um, just listen to a lot of music. It's pretty much mostly all I do. Play and create music. Apologies. Um, I listen to a lot of free improvised music. I listen to a lot of Tony Oxley, a bunch of Bill Dixon, Cecil Taylor, some stuff from Mats Gustafsson's The Thing. That trio is great. Um, in the midst of that, like usual, listening to a lot of Milford Graves, and sadly, at the timing that I'm making this, legendary Milford Graves, greatest drummer, in my opinion, of all time, one of the best musicians of all time, one of the only innovating musicians of this field of music, Milford Graves, has passed away. And when I found out, it was an incredible, it was crazy, it was a shock to me. My friend, fellow musician Gage Drace had messaged me, and he was like, "Oh my, I can't believe it. I'm gutted right now." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then I saw it, and then I saw the news, and I was like, anyway, this is very deteriorating news, and it, of course, affected me because Milford Graves, for since about 2019, has greatly impacted the way that I view music, especially recently after I saw a documentary, Full Mantis, further exploring his musical philosophies and just his way of thinking and why he plays what he plays and all that. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Milford Graves, I can't recommend him enough. I've been recommending him for, yeah, well, it's 3 years now, and to people, and his music is just incredible. His drumming, I had never been so interested in percussion until I found his records. The first one I heard from him was the Percussion Ensemble off ESP Disc, which is another favorite on that label for me, with Sonny Morgan on it. And I heard that for the first time. I was like, whoa. And I was like, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I did not think you could go to such lengths with instruments like that, especially drums, percussion, and all that. Oh, pardon. And then I realized that he played on Black Woman by Sonny Chirac, which is a huge favorite improvised record by me. My all top tier favorites, and his drumming on that is incredible. Really, a lot more gentle and personal. Also, his playing with Giuseppe Logan and Don Pullen. I have two Milford Graves albums on CD. Here is my all-time favorite Milford Graves. I think I've shown this already. I don't know if it picks it up too well. This is Bobby. This is the double CD off of Corbett versus Dempsey. This features Arthur Doyle, who's one of my favorite tenor players of all time, and Hugh Glover, who's another great tenor player, two of the best tenor players ever. The second disc contains rare. I don't know if it captures it too well. It's too bright. It contains rare recordings of the trio from a separate session, and then it comes with the original album, which was recorded from the actual vinyl LP rather than because the tapes were lost. The original tapes were lost, I believe. Comes with two magnificent. Sorry, opposite. It comes with two magnificent photos of Mr. Graves here. This one I played every day, almost every day since I got it. This too, I got recently this week, received in the mail. Milford Graves and Don Pullen at Yale University, and Namo, classic record, was famously on Thurston Moore's top 10 list of the free jazz underground, which I was coincidentally going through at the time that I received this. So I just popped in my CD player, listened to it again. I've heard it so many times now. This contains paintings by Mr. Graves and Mr. Pullen. Sorry, I keep thinking the opposite. The computer's kind of weird. Here is a picture of Mr. Graves and Mr. Pullen selling their paintings. Not paintings. Those are actually handcrafted records, like record covers that they made for the records that were pressed. Another Corbett versus Dempsey. This is the CD. Has the label from Namo, but it contains both of the LPs live at Yale University and Namo, but because they were split records, they were split in two. This is the cover of the Yale University. I don't know if it captures it that well. There you go. And then Namo, of course. And both of these are two of my all-time favorites of this kind of music for me. So, yeah, no, it was really devastating to hear that news. What I did personally was I kind of suppressed that sort of sadness and just sort of, all those feelings of hurt and all that into my guitar and my saxophone. What I usually do is I usually practice improvising while listening to records like something like this. I think is perfect for that. I listened to Namo, put it on my CD player, and I just played my guitar and saxophone to it, and it helped. It helped. Mr. Graves was always about feeling with his playing, and it being so aligned to the heart. It's just so pure, man. To describe Milford Graves playing is, I don't even know. I've been familiar with it for such time, but I don't really know how to explain it. It's such a transportative music that is just so physical. It's so real to me. It just feels so pure and raw, unbridled energy pent up in the moment. These two are what improvised records should be to me. I think they're perfect. I think these are perfect. I think Mr. Graves is the perfect musician, but I'm pretty sure everyone who's listened to him will agree such. So yeah, that was definitely probably the worst news. That was, obviously the worst news I got today. I guess I'll show off some records that I played today and some other ones. Today, when I woke up, I played this. I played Banka by Keorabe Sabu Toyozumi, two of my favorite Japanese players. And it even gets you thinking, man, all these improvised legends are passing away. I hope I get to meet a bunch of these people, like Braxton and Brotsman, or even Mr. Toyozumi here. I'd love to meet Mr. Toyozumi. Yosuke Yamashita, Akira Sakata, a bunch of these Japanese improv cats. This is great. Not as good as like Overhang Party or whatever, but you'll never find anything as crazy. That duo is perfect to me. Then I also played this one. I kind of switched it up with some hip hop today. Yoro Droogs, It Wasn't Even Close. Now, I'm actually a producer myself, hip hop producer, and make beats very similar to this, sometimes just sample chops or whatever. And this is a huge inspiration for that. Just Droog's music. A bunch of all the producers on here inspire me heavily. Derringer, Sadu Gold, Theravada is great. Fahim, the God Fahim, Nephew Hesh, Obliv, a lot of great producers on here. And Droog is just exceptional. He really went off with his penmanship here. Some of the most clever rhymes he's ever written, in my opinion. Other hip hop I reflected on recently. Dialect. This is Absence. Uh, don't know how rare it is now, but it was pretty rare at the time that I got it. I got it for about $30-something, $35. Um, really pretty cheap for what it usually goes for now. I don't know if it's even on sale on Discogs anymore. But Dialect are probably like my favorite hip hop group, at least at least for experimental nature. Definitely my favorite. My favorite hip hop, that could be a whole nother video in itself. I love hip hop just as much as I do free improvised music, just because of how pure both styles of music are to me. Dialect, though, encompassed a lot of both, and even some industrial elements. So I love, of course, Dialect. Even want to shout out some other names. Clipping, of course, everyone knows Clipping. Signor Benedict the Moore, Coin Locker Kid. Shout out Devin. Actually, I'm pretty cool with him. I've made some tracks with him actually. Coin Locker Kid. Shout out Devin. This is one of my favorite rock albums ever. Trout Mass Replica. I did not like this when I first heard it, pretty much like everyone else, and then I heard it. I heard it over the years, and now it's kind of just clicked and cemented with me as being one of the most important recordings of all time, especially for rock music. I think it's definitely of its influences. Beefheart obviously loves a lot of the improvised stuff, but he made it work in a strange way, and that's what it is. It's a strange way of looking at these influences. It's great. I love it. And this, I think, is also very perfect. Duo, Braxton and Derek Bailey, the Royal Live Show. I think I showed this as well in the very first video. Yeah, this is volumes 1 and 2. Shout out Honest John Records. Perfect reissue label, by the way. I'm about to order some stuff from them soon. I'm probably going to get Ida by Derek Bailey. It comes with, this vinyl is in there, but it comes with pictures of them as well. No writings or anything, but just the vinyl records, double LPs, because it's a huge set. And, that's pretty much it. No, it's an incredible record. Got this down at Rotate This in Toronto. Some of the best duo work I've ever heard. I think my favorite duo is forever gonna be Kaoru and Sabu, just because of how unbridled and raw that music is to me. But this record in particular, I showed Banka, is kind of stand out to me because of how kind of calm and gentle it is compared to their other works together. Cecil Taylor and Tony Oxley too are really great, because I never expected such power to come out of the drums and the piano. Even with my previous, I've heard Namo many times beforehand, but nah, man, Cecil and Oxley are perfect. Anyway, I guess I just wanted to share all of that. That was today for me. I'm probably just gonna upload this, of course, and then I'm gonna listen to more Milford Graves, and then I'm probably gonna sleep earlier tonight. So have a good late night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm definitely gonna do this more often. Oh yeah, one more thing. The Namo CD also comes with a little insert here with an interview between, you can't really see it, I'm sorry, with John Corbett and Milford Graves, and just talking about Namo and the record and the process of getting it made and all that, and what it was like making it. Shout out Corbett versus Dempsey. Definitely pick these up if you want to get into his music. I would say the immersion just sounds much better on these discs. Of course, because they're pretty much vinyl rips onto CD. Anyway, perfect records. Another Milford Graves, Meditation Among Us is amazing. Has some of the best, mostly almost all of the best Japanese players ever, except for the Yosuke Imashida and a bunch of other people. Has Toshinori Kondo, Mototaro Takagi, and my favorite of all alto players, Keior Abe, on it, as well as Milford Graves playing drums and piano on the second track. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it. And rest in peace, Milford Graves, as well. Thank you forever for the countless, never-ending inspiration that your music gives me, and countless other individuals. And thank you all for listening. If you did, have a great night. Peace.